Well, Vicky, welcome to the Grassroots Football Show. This is your first time here, so what are your first impressions?
I think it's amazing. I've just done a session with Ian Dowie, and what I really liked about it, at the end of it, I mean, we could have talked all morning, but at the end of it, some really interesting questions from the audience. I think what's lovely here is the amount of children that are here as well, and it really is a massive influence on these kids that are looking to the likes of Robbie and Ian as managers, and looking at their future, possibly to be in football, and they're getting so much inspiration from such a good event.
And so, from your point of view, you're obviously here working with the likes of Robbie and Ian in the various sessions.
Yes.
First session's got out of the way with Ian. What sort of questions were people asking him?
Well, it was generally, they wanted to know what it's like to be a manager in football today, and he's very philosophical, and he's kind of got a lot of psychology behind him, Ian. So it's a different approach to the ranting and raving, and I think that's what a lot of the audience were interested to see. Don't stand on a touchline and shout at your 11-year-olds, but it's really nice coaching that he's trying to sort of bring into it, and it was fascinating to hear what he has to say to certain players. Certain individuals, he'd try and give them one-to-one sessions because they were feeling down, and he certainly doesn't ridicule any player, and he's not in the business of sort of basically embarrassing people. Initially he just basically wants them to be good, solid performances on the pitch, but he talks to them as well. It's all about the psychology of the game, which is fascinating.
And so, did you feel that from that session's point of view that the coaches were taking a lot away from it? I mean, I guess the great advantage of the show here is that it's a bit of a one-off opportunity to meet and talk with people like Ian.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there were a lot of people in that audience that would have taken a heck of a lot from that session, and just little key things that perhaps they might not have thought about. But certainly it was also looking at today's audience, we were sort of likening it to a good teacher, a good football coach. You'll love football forever if you've got a good coach. If you've got a bad coach, you'll hate the game. So it was fascinating. I'm really looking forward to Chris next. I've got Chris Houghton, and he's going to talk about formations. And I think it's really key at the moment because we saw Barcelona, a fantastic example of the passing game. And I think what he's going to talk about is counter-attacking football, which in my opinion is a risky business, quite frankly. It relies on a solid back four, and it's just interesting to see what teams implement that, and really how we're moving away from perhaps the traditional 4-4-2, and we are going into different formations. It's quite interesting now.
And so from your point of view, obviously first time at the show this year, do you think we'll see you back next year?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I might not be asked, but I'll be definitely here. I'll be annoying people until I can get back on the stage. I'll be here.